There's so many things I wish I had listened to my parents about, and some of the things you don't need to put on a to-do list.
I don't mean this in an offensive way at all.
I don't want to admit it, but I'm going to say it.
Especially with like my sorority, that
College isn't fun 24/7. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sophia. I go to TXST. I'm a sophomore. Soon, I guess I'm closer to being a junior than a sophomore considering school's over in a month.
So yeah, I'm definitely editing and posting this a month after I filmed it. So now school's out, so now I technically am a junior.
So basically it's like all the lessons you've learned on like how many years you've been alive. My birthday was last week. I'm now 20. I'm out of my teenage years, which is crazy. It also might look like I have a halo.
No, it does not look like I have a halo at all.
That video is basically 19 things I've learned at 19. And so yeah, let's get into it. Hey guys, so I just want to preface this that I thought in theory that it would be cool to like film like all my 19 things like all around my house and like outside and in cool places, and it's like more like a vlog. I don't know. As I'm filming these clips, I'm like, this kind of seems kind of stupid, but it is what it is. So hopefully you enjoy this random style of me not just sitting down and telling you the things, but well, I guess I'm still sitting down and telling you things, but you know what I mean. So one of the things I learned about myself is that I love to-do lists. I love like organizing, which is kind of weird to me. Growing up, I was not necessarily like cleanest in my room. My mom would definitely say I wasn't the cleanest. I like make so many to-do lists. Like I make a to-do list for today, I make a to-do list for tomorrow, I make a week-long to-do list. I can get messy and stuff, but it's more just like being efficient, and I like to cut out anything that's not efficient to a certain degree. Like I can't be efficient the whole day long, but I just really learned that while being quarantined, because the thing that keeps me going each day is like my to-do list. As sad as that is.
the next one I learned is, and it's something I've definitely learned throughout or in my high school years, is that working out accomplishes so many things. I've always seen working out as a release and as a means of fun, honestly. Like I love CrossFit. Like I know I talk about CrossFit like every single video. That's the reason I love working out, is because it's competitive. But also like working out is not only good for your body and your mind and everything. Like when I'm stressed, I might not feel like I need to go work out, but it helps so much. Like, I realized lately that when I do feel stressed, I have to think about it. It's more so that I haven't been working out than anything else. It does release these pent-up emotions, and I just have learned that it's a coping mechanism whenever I'm stressed or upset, and just revert back to working out. In a healthy way, of course. Obviously, working out does not heal everything.
The next lesson I learned is that my weight is going to fluctuate, and that's just life. There'll be moments in life where I'm working out a ton and I'm eating super healthy, and there's gonna be moments like during quarantine when I can't work out as much and I'm not eating as well, and that's okay. That's just how life is. If it's like I can't expect perfection from my working out. I can't expect perfection from working out and like my body and like eating healthy all the time if I'm like, I know that isn't realistic. I know life isn't perfection. I just need to learn that my weight is going to fluctuate, and I just got to do my best to stay healthy.
The next lesson I've learned is I should say yes to people, not events. If I'm like weighing whether or not to go to something, and for me that's a hard choice because I like to go to everything. I like to say yes to everything, but I can't obviously do everything. Yeah, I might not necessarily enjoy the event, and it might not be something like my exact definition of fun, but if I'm going with people that I love and people I know like I love spending time with, then I should say yes. There's been several events that I've like, especially with like my sorority, that I've been like, I don't know if that's like necessarily something I would be up to doing, but then I'm like, well, you know what, it's with people I genuinely like and I want to get to know better, so who cares what we're doing as long as I'm with people I like. So yeah, it helps me determine what I want to do.
So another thing that I like have learned is that I want to write down way more memories. My grandmother died several years ago, and she and I are really close, and I wish, one of my biggest regrets is I really wish I had asked her more about her life and like learned what she was like in high school and what she was like at my age and what she was thinking, and thankfully I can do that with my mom now and my dad, and I want to do that more with people that I really look up to. When I went home for my birthday, I went through some of my old like stuff that I had packed away, and I found tons of journals. They weren't the most consistent thing. Like I wasn't writing a journal a day. Like it was more like maybe 10 journal entries a year or whatever. But I have journal entries from when I was 8, And looking back and seeing what I could spell and what I remembered and what like was a big part of my day it was just so much fun to look back at. And I'm not saying I want to journal every day, but I do want to implement that more regularly, as in like writing down my thoughts for the day and what happened that week or what impacted me a lot that month. Okay, that's too much, but basically I want to journal more.
Another thing I learned is that you might, like, I've had some friends that I've known since I was like Chandler, my best friend. I've known her since I was 11, I think. Just because you've known them for 5-6 years, it doesn't mean that there isn't more stuff to learn about them, and you have to actively keep learning. There will always be more to know about people, and you gotta value people, so yeah.
So the next one is that, like, this one's harder. Sometimes people, no matter how much you love them and how much you care for them, how much you'd love for them to be in your life, it just is not meant to be. It's not supposed to work out, or at least at this time, and that could be something you did, that could be something they did, it could just be life, and that can be a hard thing to accept, especially if it's somebody that you like, people that you really love and care for.
Another one is that sometimes you just grow apart from people that you think will be in your life forever. Life can be very unpredictable, obviously, and sometimes we think people will always be there for us and we'll always be there for them, but life has different plans. And while I can say like, yeah, I think there's some people in my life right now that will always be there, who knows what will happen in a couple of years, and you just have to accept that. Like, obviously there's some solid ones, like my parents will always be there for me. Somebody wanted to say hi to the video.
By focusing on bad stuff, I'm only attracting more bad stuff. Like, when you're negative, you aren't open to a lot of positive things happening. If you're always thinking that like something bad's about to happen, you're living life on edge. It's good to be prepared, but just in general, I think I should look more on the positive side of things.
So another thing I've learned is college isn't fun 24/7. And I know that sounds silly and kind of like obvious. I feel like so many people go into college expecting it to be just fun and parties and friends and just doing really fun stuff like 24/7. And yeah, like the times where it is like that is so much fun and I love it. And like so far college, this is my 17th year. We're having my favorite years so far. I mean, 2020 as in like the fall to spring. So like a college year. Manage your expectations for college better. I guess for people who haven't gone to college yet, just learn that it isn't fun 24/7, and that's okay. Like, nothing is gonna be fun 24/7.
Next one I want to talk about that I learned is your family will always be there for you, but just because they're family does not mean you can excuse like certain behaviors. I'm not saying this to like call out anybody in my family at all. Like, I doubt most of them are watching this anyway. Like, I always want to be known as a forgiving and kind person, but I feel like sometimes we give out way too many excuses for certain aspects of behavior of family members just because they're family. And yes, we should give out more chances to family members, but there is definitely a certain extent where you just kind of need to step away from the issue and think of it more objectively, and not just as this is my family member, but rather as would you want some, like, should anybody be treating you that way?
So the next one is that not everybody will like me. Shocker. I can't fix everybody's assumptions about me, even if they're very untrue or any gossip, and that's just what it is, and I need to get better at that still.
So another thing that I've learned is I need to work on not being so petty. And like, honestly, Hannah, if you're watching, you probably are, you really helped me with that. I don't mean this in an offensive way at all. Hannah, my little sister, we used to get in so many fights growing up, and now she's like one of my best friends. Don't cry. I'm joking. She would never cry about them. We can get on each other's nerves real fast. I mean, we grew up together. We know how to do that real easily. That has helped me really work on rising to be the better person and not pick little fights over nothing. And if I do, like, apologize immediately afterwards. Maybe give each other some time to cool down and then apologize. It's like, you can't fix everybody, so just the little things that bother you, just move on. Everybody has problems. I have plenty of problems that people probably don't tell me about, and have to be the bigger person in their life not to get upset with me. So
next life lesson is that I myself can only stop my procrastination. And something that I've implemented into my life a little bit that has helped with that is that to stop procrastinating the big tasks, I have to stop procrastinating the tiny, like, stuff that doesn't matter, but is stuff that I need to get done. Like, when I think of something, I just do it. A to-do list is very helpful for making sure you get things done, but at the same time, it can be a hindrance in the way that you put it on your list and you just forget about it, which is good for stress. But you forget about it and you don't do it. And some of the things you don't need to put on a to-do list. You just need, sorry, I just shook the camera. You just need to go ahead and do them. So yeah, I can only stop my procrastination.
Next lesson is that lifelong friendships, they don't come very easily. Yeah, there are some people that you just immediately click with, and that's great. But a lot of times friendships, you have to work at them, and you have to really work at getting to know each other to figure out if you're compatible. Kind of like the saying that like whatever's worth having doesn't come easily. Obviously there's exceptions to that.
The next one I've learned is I need to be more spontaneous in life. I need to like play Just Dance when all my friends are doing it, even though I'm embarrassed because I don't want to show how bad I am at dancing. I need to like do the crazy fun things at parties, which might not be the smartest, but that's what college is. And sometimes you just have to do the dumb stuff. I mean, like obviously not too dumb, like I'm not trying to get hurt or do anything like stupid, but sometimes you just gotta go for it. Like these are your college years and you just, sometimes just you need to just forget about your insecurities and just have fun and let loose.
So the next one, I'm gonna put this at the end of the video to see if my parents actually watch this and like hear me saying this, because they would be very happy that I'm saying it. Honestly, your parents are probably right a large amount of the time, and I didn't want to hear that in high school. I have to change the lighting real quick because I still look way too shiny right there, but it's okay. I'm not great at makeup, okay? But what I was saying is that parents have so much wisdom. Now looking back in my life, I don't want to admit it, but I'm going to say it. There's so many things I wish I had listened to my parents about. And there's so many like big issues to me back in high school that I would argue with my parents and hurt their feelings and just have a lot of heartache between us. To some extent, I'm glad it happened because it made me who I am today, and I learned a lot from those fights. But they were right a lot of the times that I thought I was right. And now I love having my parents' advice for stuff. I mean, like I don't always agree with them because I think like the fundamentals of a lot of things, foundation. I think at the foundation of our beliefs were a little different, but I think their advice is very important to me, and I just think I should listen to it more because they've been right about a lot of stuff.
Anyways, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry if this is like kind of a weird filming, like going to random places. Hopefully when I edit it, it'll turn out cool. I like trying new things like this. I think it'll be fun to look back at next year and years to come about some of the things I've learned. And yeah, it's crazy. I'm 20. That's like weird to think about. Next up is 21. Anyways, that's pretty much it for today's video. If you could subscribe down below, I will be uploading some sorority videos for like recruitment this fall, reviews of Texas State, hopefully some more CrossFit things. I haven't done that much with like fitness and health lately, so I'll try to get back into doing that. And yeah, like this video, and I'll see you next week. Bye. That's so weird. Oh, I already did a thumbnail. That's so stupid. It's like, I don't have a ring light.
Oh, is this stuff?